Motherfucker. Digga, er sind Roller.
Not today or yesterday, but the other day it was better. It's just deux petites fois pour aller au restaurant, il y a d'autres choses.
เ Got it. Hey, best of luck with the planning of the thing.
I am.
Definitely.
That's as far as I
Di dalam satu ruangan kan enggak.
Oh yeah.
If they were like, when they're like, well, let's go swimming after.
Bye.